Dude, we're cheersing with the ghost.
Ghost. Wink, wink. It's a
I
ghost.
don't want to do it.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
It's like the
And I love
a Vegemin thing.
Dude, my go-to candy is Sour Patch Kids. What's your go-to like 7-Eleven candy?
Go-to 7-Eleven candy is usually not candy. It's more chocolate. Like they have these, they're like chocolate covered peanut butter pretzels. Like, you know, the peanut butter pretzels you buy in the fucking like barrels from Costco.
Yeah.
You get those and they're dipped in chocolate. Like those have become
That's
just like,
hell yeah.
man, they're so good. But Sour Patch is up there though. In terms of like candy, like, yeah, Sour Patches.
Dude, I'm a Sour Patch guy.
And this specific blue guy. Yeah.
This drink though, not so good.
Dude, you know what? So the first time I was literally having this conversation, me and Eric, before you walked in, because he was going in the garage to grab, we have Celsius and we have all this other stuff. And we kind of energy drink connoisseurs at this house.
Hell yeah.
So he was going out to grab a Celsius. I was like, we got some Ghosts in the fridge inside too. And he was like, I'm going to go grab one of those. I was telling him the same thing happened to me. I tried it. My wife got one and I tried it and I was like, that is way too much. No, thank you. And like 2 days later, I was like, let me try drinking that again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Bro, have you seen
crap.
Celsius stock, by the way?
Recently?
Yeah.
No.
Celsius. So we had a guy at this office, Ullman. He still works with us at appsingle.com. And he's like, bro, you got Celsius. I'm like, dude, I don't need like, I get it. And he just kept buying it for the office. I think we alone helped their stock. But I think it's one of like the top performing stocks. Celsius Energy Drink. Yeah. In the past like year or two.
I thought you were going to report that it was going down because that's what I was going to say. When I was looking at it, I don't know, when I first started really getting into Celsius, dude, it was like a year ago, they were trading at like a 15x revenue or something like that on the stock market. It's wild for a beverage company to be trading that high.
Dude, it's crazy. Up to year to date, 50%. And it's like the stuff doesn't...
50%?
Yeah, just that's actually not great, I guess, when you compare it to the rest of the S&P. But I think in the past 5 years... Yeah, dude, like...
For a new beverage company, though?
Yeah,
like
Celsius, don't... By the way, don't invest in anything I do because all my stuff goes down. And I didn't buy this. That's why it's gone up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, dude, they just keep going up and up and up and up and up. And like I said, in a space that's that competitive, that's when it's super intriguing to me.
It's really
like, how did you like just jump in? It's seemingly just another energy drink company. You know, like when it's something like Prime, it's like you can see a direct correlation to the disruption of the market where it's like, well, this is clearly it's tied to a creator brand.
Totally.
Like that's the reason they were able to get it because all the people that watch their shit are just going to buy theirs instead of Celsius now. But when it's Celsius, it's like, why did this one work? And there's I don't know how many dozens of other ones that just came in and left or failed and just never made it to market or whatever. Just the one pops out and does really well.
That's a lot of business too. There's definitely a timing component, but like who's sticking around, who's figuring out like some angle of how to make it work. And it's generally like people that just persist. Like they find something like, okay, why is it this one? Like maybe it's I know for Prime, it's distribution, right? They have Logan, obviously big guys, but I think they have like, you know, the UFC sponsorship and they got distribution that are in Walmart.
They spend $0 on marketing. Zero. I was listening to him on, I mean, it depends on if you would label their like brand deals that they've done with like athletes and different football clubs overseas and stuff, if that would count as marketing on the, on the line items. But in terms of like actual dollars spent on advertising, it's $0. I was listening to him on, maybe Chris Williamson. I don't know. I was listening to him on a podcast and he was talking through like how much they spend.
But you know, some of this stuff, it's like Elon's like, we don't spend any money on Tesla, but one, it's a great product. Prime tastes like shit, right? Like I tried Prime last night. I guess in interviews, they always want to give me the bad drinks. Thanks. And it was Prime. I was like, this is disgusting. And at least the Tesla, they don't spend any money on ads, but it's just an amazing product. You want to tell other people about it. And I think that's a great part in businesses. It's like, how are you creating content? How are you creating e-commerce? How are you creating a service where people are actually like, and maybe if you like disgusting energy drinks, you want to get amped up, you'll tell people to go do Ghost.
Hey, bro, by the time this gets down to here, you're going to be like, hey, can I get another can for the road?
Yeah.
Like,
I know. I'm like jumping up and down from all the ghosts through my body. They like, dude, you see me next week on a YouTube video being like, Ghost energy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's going to happen, dude. Like you're going to write it off for like 3 weeks and then you're going to be in a gas station. It's going to be next to something. You're going to be like, maybe I'll try that Ghost one more time.
Buzzing. Yeah.
You'll see like the sour watermelon or something.
Dude,
and be like, yeah, that's the shit right there.
Yeah. I saw a crazy thing recently about the amount of caffeine in all these drinks and like how it's been increasing over years. So like the original Red Bull, I think it's like 80. I think it's like
less than that. Like the little cans.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like 60.
Yeah,
Or
it was
like
like
the little 8-ounce cans or whatever.
that. Like coffee is give or take similar. I think green tea is a little less.
Yep.
And then it's like Red Bull was at Bang, and these ones are now 200, 300. And they were basically...
Bang was overboard. Bang's 3.
I love Bang.
I was on the Bang train for a minute.
Dude, you banged it?
In,
You
in,
banged it.
in
Dude,
multiple
dude.
ways, yeah.
And so now, but it's just kind of interesting that like to differentiate, you know, it's like Black Rifle Coffee or there's also a coffee company. What's the coffee one that's like intense amount of caffeine? Like there's a specific coffee company that does the same thing.
Talking about super coffee or
not super coffee. It's about amount of caffeine. These guys have just like put so much in it.
I'm not sure.
And it's a similar thing where how you different Death Wish. Yeah.
Is that what it is?
And so they put, I bought it. It was not that good. And honestly, it wasn't that good. And, but you know, just differentiating in different ways. And so I guess like upping the levels.
Well, Canada recently like banned it. Did you see that? There's a bunch of energy drinks now that are like blacklisted from being in Canada because they put a limit on the caffeine. They said like you can't go over 180 milligrams caffeine. Like I don't know if you have your phone on you, if you can Google that, I would be interested to hear what it is. But I want to say it's like 180 milligrams of caffeine that is like the limit now. So all of the ones on the market that have 200 milligrams, which is all of Prime, Celsius, Ghost, like a lot of the biggest ones are not going to be able to sell in Canada now. So be interested if they just probably just with 180. Yeah.
I mean, the Canadians are nice people. I mean, like sales are going to go down, what, 1%, nothing? You know, like, sorry, we lost the Canadian. Okay, this is where I get canceled in Canada.
We lost all of Alberta.
Dude, no, Canadians are awesome. I love Canadians. Actually, the Sylvie who's with us, who's like, she's me online. She does all the social media. Canadian, great person. I would say though, in differentiating, we're talking, you know, $1 million weekend business in general. What's interesting is also how are you differentiating? One of my favorite coffees, I drink it almost every single day. I need to get sponsored by these guys. Is Cometeer. You heard of Cometeer?
No, never have.
So it's like it's a funded company, which is kind of bonkers. They nitrous
like
oxide.
VC backed?
Yeah. They nitrogen oxide freeze coffee into little pods. And then you heat up the pod and like a little coffee pod comes out of it. Not like a machine. It's just a little frozen pod. And you just mix the frozen pod with hot water. And it is the smoothest.
Just like instant coffee from a frozen
pod. You don't put it in a machine. You just literally have a pod. It comes out of a canister. You put it with hot water. And it is phenomenally smooth. And I was this is how you know you've built a good product. I was so concerned that maybe they'd go to business one day. I've like stockpiled.
Really?
Like I'm probably the number one non-distributor of their product. Like I have an outdoor freezer that is just like filled with Cometeer
coffee, just in case they run out of funding or whatever, can't get profitable.
Dude, I don't even know. And then with NoahKagan.com, my newsletter, I emailed out and said, hey, I love this coffee. If you want to buy it, here's the affiliate link and here's a non-affiliate link. And so now I have like a good amount of their coffee for a very long time.
Nice.
But it's also just interesting differentiating, you know, just think of ways in life and business.
I just bought this coffee. I have not tested it yet. It's in my fridge. I think I got it yesterday, the day before, but it's called Dot. You've heard of Dot?
No.
It's an instant coffee as well. It's just like a little, still not growing on you yet, huh? It's like a little glass bottle that's just really concentrated coffee mix that you're supposed to just put a little, you know, teaspoon in with milk or water and just
that's cool.
Or whatever. I haven't tried it yet, but it was just like, it's interesting that you said that because that's like the third or fourth coffee brand that I've seen recently that's going to this kind of instant coffee type of a thing. But I think because the K-Cup thing's played out. Yeah. Like now it's like when Keurig first came out, I was like, I'm all about Keurig. And then I started drinking real coffee and it was like, I forgot that this tastes way better than Keurig coffee. And now it's like I'm at a hotel and they have free Keurig coffee. It's like, I'm going downstairs and buying an actual coffee because it's not that good of a product. It was cool when it came out, but now it's like, I'd rather have good tasting coffee instead of like instant coffee, you know? So now they're doing like instant coffee, but it sounds like it actually tastes good.
It's phenomenal. So I love Cometeer. Shout out Cometeer. Hook your boy up.
Yeah, exactly. And Ghost, ignore Noah and just the sponsorship's for me, not for him.
Hook up your boy Travis, please.